All right, hi, my name is Bill Curtis. This is Gabe Cutlin.
Hey, how are you?
We're with Crush Your Debts. We have a Facebook group called Crush Your Debts. We also have a website called crushyourdebts.com.
Yep.
We're sitting here today because Gabe is in the credit repair business. A lot of you people know him. And he has been referring people to me to help them get out of debt. But I've been getting a lot of questions from the people that I speak to, and they want to know from the credit repair perspective how this is going to help their clients and how this is going to help their pocketbook personally. So maybe you want to say a few things, and then I have some questions that I'll ask you.
Sure. So what I've noticed is that our industry has issues with clients who come to us, have completely maxed out cards, have a very low score, and really nothing that we can do for them except tell them that they have to pay their debt down, right? And when I met Bill came to me with this great idea that it's been around for quite a while now, and we've been implementing it into our business model, and it's been really helpful with the clients who just have really maxed out credit cards. Now, we all know that 30% of your score is how in debt you're in, and if you're really in debt, that's going to have an impact on FICO and what your score is going to be. So what we've done is we've looked at the credit card balances that they have and compared them to the limits that they have, and obviously the ratios are extremely high. And by systematically paying down revolving lines of credit, we've noticed that there's been a significant impact on FICO that makes the scores change for the better. We all know that the lower your credit card balances are, the higher your score is going to be. And the higher your credit card balance is, the lower your score is going to be, right? So if we can attack that debt and systematically pay it down, we're going to see positive results, because the less debt that they're in, the less of a risk they're in. And we all know that the scores aren't there to show you how awesome you are. They're there to show how likely you're not going to pay somebody back, right? So if we can influence that score, if we can influence the credit profile in a positive way, reduce debt in a quicker and more efficient manner, and actually show clients how to make their money work for them and not against them, we can really bring value to clients that we would otherwise turn away because they don't have any derogatory information on their credit profile. They just have debt.
Okay, so let me ask, because when I speak to the credit repair companies, I'm speaking basically from my perspective. And a lot of the Zoom presentations that I've done, they get it, they understand, but then they'll come back to me at a later time and ask me questions. Or sometimes they'll ask me right at the end. And one of the questions they ask, which is common, is, well, how do I get my clients to understand the process? What do I say to them? Like, basically, what's your elevator speech that you give to get them to contact me so I can help them?
Right. Well, what I normally tell my clients is wouldn't you like to get out of debt using your own money, right? There's all these other options that are out there, like debt consolidation, which you're paying somebody else to pay your bills for you. Debt settlement, which obviously is going to have an adverse effect on your credit profile, and bankruptcy, which is going to hurt you as well. So what I tell them is, like, are you open to an innovative way to pay your debt down using a whole life insurance policy? And a lot of them say, yes, why not? And what they have to understand is that the life insurance policies, they have a death benefit, great, but that's really not useful to you if you're going to die, because then you can't really make your money work for yourself. It's just going to go to whoever the money's going to go to. But if they can actually use that money today to make those debts go away, then a lot of them really, really are open to the idea, to just even listening and seeing how the numbers work. And it really is, all it is math. It's principal, it's interest, and it's time. That's all it really is. Now, for the people who want a quick fix, well, there is no quick fix, right? You got into debt. It took you years to get into debt. It's not going to take you an overnight, solution to just get out of debt. So they have to also understand and be patient that it is going to take, some time to get out of debt, but it's going to be an efficient way to get out of debt using their own money. And this is what attracts me to it, is because they're actually using their own money to get out of the debt that they got themselves into.
Yeah, well, one of the things that people say to me, and sometimes I hear this, it's like they want me to give them the winning lotto numbers, but getting the winning lotto numbers is not going to fix the problem, because
Right.
the problem is behavioral.
Right, right, and what's really great about working with you, Bill, is that you educate. And Bill and I, we speak at a lot of different places. We have a lot of seminars that we speak at. We speak at a lot of real estate agencies, a lot of mortgage locations, and they really open up to solutions that are going to help them close more deals and help their clients at the same time, right? So that's what's important. The client gets the education. They actually understand how their money is working for them and not against them. A lot of times interest works against you. In this situation, it actually works in your favor to help you eliminate your debts. And that's what's really special about this whole entire concept.
Well, maybe we could talk about the fact that in my business, I'm told not to tell them, as you've heard this, not to tell them it's
Yeah.
life insurance. It's like a big secret.
Yeah.
And the reason is, because people end up sticking their fingers in there
Yeah.
because they have a perception
Yep.
of what life insurance is. I'm going to pay all this money, and then when I die, somebody's going to get it.
Right.
They don't know because no one's taken the time to educate them about the banking function and how beneficial it is. So, you have clients come in all the time, and what actually, because I know they want to hear, like, what actually do you say? I know what you say, and I've told them, but coming from you, that's what they need in order to, to
Right.
have it
So
explained.
obviously, like, if we've helped a lot of people with their credit, and they listen to what we have to say. So a lot of their the barriers are reduced, right? You've gained their trust, and if you can say, "Hey, this is another way for you to get out of debt," you're using that trust to show them how to get out of debt, right? So that's one of the things that I use, is I use that trust that I've built with my client and give them additional tools to better themselves, not only financially but from a debt perspective as well, right? And a lot of clients understand that it's gonna be a process. I have clients that come to me and they're like, "Hey, I need this done in 30 days," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna be rushed. I don't want to be rushed. Anybody who's doing things in like 30 days could be questionable. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but credit repair is a process. Debt elimination is a process, right? If you do it right and you follow a process, you'll achieve the results that you're looking for.
Well, the other thing is in speaking to them, I know you'll say to the client, look, I have somebody you can speak to. He can show you how to get out of debt using your own money.
Right.
But the vehicle he uses is life insurance.
Right.
And you always tell them, if you can get over that mentality, the mental process of that it's life insurance,
Yep.
and that the vehicle is life insurance, then you need to talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another thing that I tell them. I'm like, listen, if you're open to an innovative way to get out of debt and understand that it is life insurance, like a lot of people are like, life insurance, I don't want to hear about it, right? That's for people who are in debt and who are in debt. But once you can get over that barrier and show them that life insurance is pretty awesome, right? Because it's got a lot of banking components. It's got a lot of tax benefits to it. I know, like my policies, I have tax benefits to them all the time. It's such a win-win situation, right?
Well, you know what they'll say sometimes, and if they have a term policy, because we've heard buy term and invest the rest, but I always ask those people, can you spend your death benefit? And they always give me a funny look, like, can I spend my death benefit? What does that mean? When you have a specially designed whole life insurance policy that's dividend paying, they can literally, as they get older, a lot of times they don't want to spend the money because of their I want to give the money to grandkids.
Right.
Well, if you have money in the policy, you can spend that money, and then when you pass away, there is still a death benefit. So they
Right.
can spend
Right.
the money, basically.
Yeah, and I know you were just on a phone call before we started this video,
Right.
and somebody asked you how quickly can they access the money, and how quickly can they access the money?
Well, it's funny because I did just get a phone call which delayed the video, and the question was the gentleman's getting set up, and he'll be set up next Tuesday. He'll everything will be in force, and his question was, well, how quickly can what's the wait time? And I said, well, let's assume you started on a Monday. Once the money clears, like Thursday or Friday, you can take a loan out. So, you'd have your money back in like 2 weeks. I know personally myself, there's been times I didn't really have the money, but I put the money in, I let them draft my account. And as soon as it cleared, I borrowed the money because I needed it. The key to this is to pay yourself back. You don't have to, but if you take a loan with a credit card company, you're paying them interest, and all that interest is going away from you. The money is going away from you, and it's hurting you. When we can show you how to control the flow of money, and the money's going back in your pocket.
Right. Another cool thing, and I was talking to a credit repair company owner out in Texas, Lori, right? And one of the things that I recommended to her is, hey, you've gotten a lot of people into houses, right? Go into your CRM and find out who these people are, because a mortgage is debt, right? Whether you like it or not. A lot of people say, hey, I don't have any debt. And we ask them, well, do you have a mortgage? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well,
And an auto loan.
you're in debt, right? So, what I told her, I was like, go through your CRM. You've already helped these people get into homes. Show them how they can pay off their mortgage in 9 years or less using the exact same concept, the exact same financial instrument, the exact same components of that life insurance. We keep talking about the power of the POA rider, right? So tell people what the POA rider is, because that's where the magic happens, right?
Okay, yeah. Let me just explain something real briefly. Is there's a lot of people online explaining different things. Some people try to say that you can use universal life to do this. And you really can't. There's situations that we'll go into on another video. We use dividend-paying whole life insurance by specially chosen life insurance companies, mutual life insurance companies, because they're set up for banking. And when it's a mutual company, the policy owner is the owner. The dividends don't go to a stock insurance company, to somebody on the stock market. It goes to you, and they become substantial as time goes on. So that's in essence what we use to get these people started.
Yep.
One of the questions I get asked sometimes when I'm at the end of the presentation, or when we're talking and they're asking me questions at the end, they'll say, well, I have a bunch of people to do this, but I don't know how to explain it to them. How can they see it? So I'll tell them I can do a presentation. I know we're here in Florida, but not everyone's close by. So how do you handle that?
If a client has a question for me,
Well, if they
Or-
say, like a
you're talking about
credit
credit-
repair company.
Oh.
How I have 5 clients.
well,
How can they-
I talk to credit repair companies all over the United States pretty much every day. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of them, and I refer a lot of them over to you anyway. So, I mean, we could just do like a Zoom presentation if you want. We could do it over the phone. Obviously, he's the expert with the life insurance. He could explain to you a little bit more about how the numbers work. All I know is that my clients that are in debt are starting to see results. They're starting to pay off credit cards. They're starting to pay off debt. And we're seeing a change in the score, which is important. The loan officers, they're going to need DTI to be at a certain level. If that's not at that level, they're not going to be able to issue a prequel letter. If they can't issue a prequel letter, now the realtor can't even show anything, right? So we have to get their debt to income ratio where it needs to be, because this is another form of credit repair. Debt elimination is another way to get that score up where it needs to be. We're also used to removing derogatory information off people's credit profile that's not verifiable, that's not timely, that's not accurate. Then why not add another golf club to your bag so you can win another game when you're playing golf? It's just another tool. You need to figure out ways of how to help people that you would otherwise turn away. And I've stopped turning people away. I help them with their debt. I help them with their student loans. I help them with credit repair. I help them with tax liens. I help them with business credit. I help them with getting credit cards. I help them with so many different things that why not add another tool? When you have a slow month and you're not getting that credit repair business, what are you going to do to pay the bills? Just think about that. Think about alternatives to generate revenue. This is just another way to generate revenue, another way to help your clients. So just think about that.
Sometimes I'm asked, because obviously this isn't a credit card or a loan they're getting. Mm-hmm. They're using their own money. They're actually becoming their own bank. They're becoming their own credit card. Mm-hmm. So I'm asked all the time, Liz, well, where do you find the money? Now, I know that how I find money through overpayments on credit cards or funding retirement plans, but how, if they say to you, I don't even know if that comes up. They might not know.
Right.
What do you tell them?
Well, typically, if someone's overpaying on their debt, Bill can use that money to fund the life insurance policy. If someone has retirement accounts, it can be redirected to this financial instrument as a way to generate money, right? To systematically pay down the debt. So these are people that are going to be excellent candidates for programs like this. People who are overpaying on their debt, right? The minimum payment. If they're overpaying on the minimum payment, then we can use that money to fund the policy, to help the client, and then make that money work. What's the percentage that it accumulates at?
The percentage, what?
The cash value.
Based on the premium, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's anywhere from 60% to 70%, sometimes a little higher. The first year goes in as cash. It's kind of like when you set up your business in the beginning, a lot of money goes out. Mm-hmm. And that's really what you're doing. You're setting up a banking function. So a lot of money goes out the first year. But the second year, you start recouping. And usually by the fourth to seventh year, what happens is the money that's going in the premium, you're getting more back in cash value. So at that point, the life insurance essentially has become free. It's now paid for.
Right. And Bill's son has actually buys his own cars just using the policy. Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, he the first car we bought him when he went to college, he kept. He just bought a car for his wife, and he funded it with his life insurance policy. The nice thing was, and I asked him, Billy, I saw you took a loan out, you paid it back, and he paid it back in 5 months. Would you have done that if you took an auto loan? And he said, Dad, of course not. Right. I said, well, why did you pay yourself back in 5 months? And his answer was simply, which I knew it would be, is I can do it again. So I know, God forbid something happens that we don't foresee, but he'll never take an auto loan. Once you understand the concept and controlling the flow of money back to you, as we just had explained on the phone call with that gentleman, he said, it makes it's total sense as long as they're willing to listen.
Absolutely.
One of the things I'm asked also is, and you kind of just answered it. Well, how do I know I can help the client? And basically, it's overpayments.
Yeah, obviously, it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. If someone's too far gone, they're just too far gone. Everybody wants us to have some sort of magical wand. They want us to make their debt disappear through credit repair. Even if things get removed off someone's credit profile, we all know that if it does belong to them, it truly does belong to them, right? So there's a way to vent to people. And, if you guys schedule a time to speak to Bill or me, we can give you some additional insight onto really how to pinpoint the right client for this particular program. Because again, there's not going to be some sort of magical wand. We all wish that there was, and if there was, we'd be like millionaires, right? We'd all be millionaires. And there just isn't a magic wand. But this is a tool that can be used using the client's own money and systematically pay down their own debt, right? Lower the DTI once you get them into a house. Now show them how to use that same concept to pay down their mortgage. Same thing can be used for student loans, credit cards, HELOCs, you name it. Debt is debt. It doesn't discriminate. If it's yours, it's yours. And that's a fact.
All right, so another question I'm always asked is, well, you and Gabe, you're in Florida, I'm in Arizona, or I'm in Texas, I'm in Alabama, I'm in New Jersey. How can this work for them? And I always tell them, all I really need is to get a non-resident license in that state. But we're trying to, what we want to do is help, you people with credit repair get you started, so that you can see the process, and if you have clients that now you're turning away, you can help. And it's going to benefit you because they're going to tell other people, hey, go see him. He was able to help me.
Yep.
So that's one of the
I've gotten clients from non-Durag clients, right? So I got a client who came to me who had maxed out credit cards, no Durags. We put them into this program. They're seeing results. They were happy. And then they told other people about it who had no maxed out credit cards, but had like collection accounts, charge-offs, repos, the whole shebang. And I was able to create now a new network of clients who are referral sources of clients who actually have derogatory accounts.
So, a lot of times I'm asked also, hey, can you guys do a Zoom presentation or a webinar for either other credit repair people or clients?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, totally. So you had someone in California who got a bunch of their clients together and did a Zoom presentation, I don't get involved in those presentations. Like, Bill is the insurance guy. He takes care of it. I'm just here to let everybody know that it works, and that it's helpful, and that it's a tool that I'm always going to refer to in the event that I have a client with high utilization.
Okay. Another thing I'm asked all the time is, if I have questions, sometimes I can't get Gabe on the phone, or I can't get you, or, can I text you or whatever. But we have a website. We also have a Facebook group. Yep. And they can message us. So, why don't you tell them about that?
So we have crushyourdebts.com, which is going to be the website. And then we also have Crush Your Debts, which is going to be a group on Facebook. We're starting to get a lot of people, joining that group. And even our videos, they're going from like 3-4 views to now like 70, 100, 150 views, which is really cool because we're just here to bring the concept out to our community, right? We talked about this at CreditCon, and I'm going to be bringing this to pretty much every single convention that is out there to let people know how valuable this is, right? How valuable is it to be able to pay off your debt using your own money? It's super valuable, and it's going to help someone's credit, right? And that's really where I come from. I'm not here to sell life insurance or anything like that. That's not what I do. I'm here to show people how to get out of debt. If we can get them out of debt, that's going to have a positive effect on their credit profile, which means it could have a positive effect on their overall score. And that's really what we're here for. We're here to help people with their credit.
And surprisingly enough is I'm not here to sell life insurance either.
Yeah.
Basically what I do, and I tell everyone, I show them how to become their own bank.
Yep.
By setting up a bank, is what we call it. But this bank just happens to come with a death benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabe and I had spoken, like if you have questions or things, if you sign up at crushyourdebts.com, Crush Your Debts Facebook group, you can always message us. And one of us will answer.
Or put a question on there or whatever.
Right.
Or we're going to put his Canderly link on there. You could set up an appointment with him. He's spoken to like countless credit repair companies. He understands how credit repair companies are. You know.
Right. One of the things, we do have a link there. It says it's like 45 minutes long. I'm also going to put another one in case you just want to talk for a few minutes. So it'll be like 15 minutes, and it'll be below. It'll be below this, and you can just click on it, and
below or above, depending if
yeah.
Because I love posting on Facebook, so it'll probably be above.
Yeah.
And if it's on YouTube, it'll probably be below.
Right.
So
if you have questions, you can certainly ask. Like we just spoke about this woman in Texas, and she likes the fact that we're trying to prime the pump with her. We're trying to get her going.
Yep.
And in the beginning, it's hard because you get all excited. You can help your people, but what do you say?
Right.
And
so we're here to help you, to guide you, to show you how to communicate with the client, and really how to convert the client into someone that you would ultimately turn away. So we're here to help. I know you're there to help your clients. Schedule a time to speak to either one of us, and I'm Gabe Cutlin with Liberty Credit Experts, and
I'm Bill Curtis, crushyourdebts.com. But we talked a little bit about we're going to start doing more videos.
Yep.
If you have questions or things you want to know about, just send it to us and we can do some videos on that.
And we'll answer them.
All right. So once again, I'm Bill Curtis.
Gabe Cutlin.
And we look forward to hearing from you and see if we can help you and your clients.
All right, guys. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.